So I want to get this video up during H's funeral. The ironies. Oh, the irony. The great H. Bush. The monarchy. The royal family, which aren't English. Their greatest puppet as his funeral's going on. The great H. Bush era. First off, I'll quote Mae Brussels, 1980. Right now. Early December. JFK blown away. John Lennon blown away. Kids, I'll be in Carmel, right there where her studio, right there where I set up shop is where her place was. Kids, the Bush C.I.A.'s occupied the White House. They will never leave. Talk about a visionary. You don't think he still occupies the White House? His funeral right now, Kavanaugh, is all I got to say. Kavanaugh. Inside the White House, the theft of the 2000. I mean, this guy's the most influential, the return of King George in history. If you don't believe he's a royal monarch, you watch his funeral as the Redcoats sing. I mean, it's a pure 100% old British freaking, English freaking, well, they're not British. The old freaking monarchy funeral, 100%. Locked. I will quote Jeb Bush when he was asked, when you take Hamilton, the great revolutionary, the great American, the anti-Queen, the anti-King George, the greatest, strongest anti-King George there ever was, Alexander Hamilton. The Bushes tried to take him off the 10. We'll quote Jeb Bush in the campaign. Well, who are you going to replace it with? Margaret Thatcher. That's all you have to know. So H. Bush, I think it's an irony. Brother Bandar, the Saudis are the Bushes. 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 As the senators are reviewing the CIA, the George Bush CIA prepared documents on the murder of the Washington Post journalist by the Saudis, right next to the body. H, the great, you can like it or not, the re-colonialization of America, the H. Bush era, 1980 to 2018. It's incredible, and I want to talk about the Mueller line. The one line I think is so incredible, and then I'll get to G. It's cold. I'll get to G. The one line. No jail time for Flynn, but senior government officials should be held to a higher standard. The greatest oxymoron ever spoken. Mueller just spoke it. So isn't he a senior official? Yet he says no jail time, but he should be sent to a, but he's not going to be. The greatest oxymoron in human fucking history. To GE, everybody says, why did GE collapse the other day? Why did GE collapse the other day? Let me tell you, kids, how Wall Street works. As an old hedge fund guy, freaking working, you know, before I had cancer, you're out of your mind. GE still today, 7 times 9 billion is still 63 billion. The stock's not working, the computers are trading. But why did the computer? Because computer models are going into the global slowdown in 2019. Who has the most exposure of any company to the global slowdown in 2019? GE. We're not even talking from a fraud perspective. We're talking global exposure. The computer sold, and it's going to continue to sell it. The economic models are showing it. Global slowdown in 2019, so the computer kicked it in. GE has more global exposure than any company on earth. It's the biggest company, biggest fraud. Remember one thing, Flynn worked for the nuclear energy industry. Worked for GE, I mean Westinghouse, Toshiba, they're this Fukushima. The George Bush era will go down in history. The great conservative movement, oh boy, the great recolonization of America in 1945 to 1979. Increasing nominal wages, tax rate on 1%, middle class had all the power, no debt. Look back at your lives, take a look. 1980 to present, declining nominal wage, the monarchy. They're back. We started out as a British colony. George H. Bush put us back to a British colony. And gee, I'm telling you, you're going to look back. The Ponzi scheme, the nuclear energy, with their tanks and their bombs and their guns and their nuclear reactors. Same old thing, 1916. We fought 2 wars, the opposite of the Roosevelts, the Bushes. Prince Bandar is relaying state. They're reviewing, fly the planes into the towers. Let's invade Afghanistan. To what? Kill Saudis? We're still there? Went off to Afghanistan and killed the Taliban. How about when we went off to Kuwait? How many votes did it take to be President of the United States? 5? Nope, 6. 5 Supreme Court justices, and your daddy who put him there, who he's still putting in there. Kavanaugh, H. Bush's last gift to the United States. The theft of the Supreme Court again. Stole the election to Bush. Jeb can fix it. Well, Jeb fixed it. The Great War. The Great Colonialization. The Great Saudi President. C.I.A. Bush. May Brussels again. I'll be in Carmel here in just a little bit. Kids. The Bush CIA's occupied the White House. They will never leave. First thing they will do is try to whack Reagan. JFK blown away. John Lennon blown away. The great Bush era. H. Bush. The great Prescott. Go even deeper than that. How about Davis? They sold the Supreme Court clear back then. How about Rockefeller's baby? Rosemary's baby. Russell's baby. The Russell Trust. Oh, that's the Bush clan. That's the most influential family maybe in American history, no doubt. This era. King George's great-granddaughter, the Queen, as a prince dies, a baby cries. Obama, the good dumb freaking puppet, Saudi puppet. Trump, the good daddy puppet, as I call the bot years. Bush, Obama, Trump. How about the cover-up of Fukushima? King George, who had warrants, the prison ship memorial. 11,500 bodies are entombed when you rounded up all of Brooklyn. The Battle of Brooklyn on BALCO. They're back. They got it all back. She's the great-great-granddaughter of King George. Warrants for George Washington. Warrants for all their deaths. They freaking first they come for the craftsmen. I struck there. His great-great-granddaughter has never been so proud. George H. Bush's last words. Mission accomplished. Stand tuned.